Okay, so here we are at the outside the Bonanza King Mine in San Bernardino County, California. We're about 60 miles from the closest town, which is Needles, on the border with Arizona. Right behind us we have a mill. This wasn't the original mill constructed on the Bonanza King Mine site. This one was constructed, I think, around 1906. It is part of the second period of mining in this town. The main shaft of the mine is up the hill, up this way, and we'll go up there next. But yeah, as you can see, it's in pretty significant ruin. But somehow they get the ore from up top and bring it down into this bin, and through what's known as the cyanide process, they process the ore to get the silver out. As you can see, there's up on the hill up there, there's a tin can looking thing, and there's more of them down below over here too. So I'm not sure exactly how the process worked, but somehow they'd use the chemicals to remove the silver. Okay, so I'm standing here on the edge of the main shaft of the Bonanza King Mine. Down there, I think, according to unconfirmed reports, it says that it goes down to a depth of about 800 feet. Yeah, that's pretty deep. So I'm not 100% sure, but my theory is that they had an elevator of some sorts or some pulley system that they would lower the miners and their equipment down this hole. Since this hole is bigger than all the other shafts that are in this area, and that way they'd be able to get easier access to all the different levels of this mine. So yeah, there obviously used to be some sort of structure here with this wood, and maybe most of it's at the bottom of the hole now. But yeah, so we are now at the top of the Bonanza King Mine, and if you look out over to the desert in that direction, that's the town site of Providence, and we'll be heading over there next. So we are walking through the town site of Providence. Most of it was towards the east in this direction. The town grew up along with the mine. The mine was basically the only reason that the town is here. So the first building we're coming up on, that is actually probably the most intact building, is the superintendent's compound. Now, this building obviously used to be a lot bigger. If you see right here, there's some sort of cement foundations here. But anyways, all that's left today is this big wall, some sort of storage place over here, and then this little dugout with tables and chairs. It's even got a wood stove in the corner over here. So yeah, this spot I think is used by campers sometimes because it's the only building with a roof in this town. The rest is just foundations and some walls. So let's check out the rest of the town. Okay, so this building was most likely one of the miners' cabins, or at least one of the residents of the town. The nice construction of this building compared to most of the other buildings in this town has led some to speculate that this may have been home to a married couple. It's also set apart from all the other buildings in the town. We had to hike a little ways to get here, and so this setting would have offered a little bit more privacy from the rest of the rough town life than the rest of the buildings in this area. Nobody knows for sure, but many speculate that this might have been the post office of Providence. Yes, Providence had a post office. It had a population of several hundred workers, and it was even a voting precinct at one time. So this building here is probably the biggest building in town. It's also located at the physical center of the town, and this is the cookhouse. This would have been the social center of the town where everybody would gather for their meals and stuff. Got some steps here. Had several rooms. The only room, well, over here, this room has a collapsing roof. We've got some intact doorways. Looks like there used to be a mattress there. So yeah, got a nice cement floor that's still in pretty good shape. And it looks like someone's been trying to restore parts of the building. There's scaffolding here and some work equipment. I don't know if this is an official National Park Service project or just some random person trying to fix it up. But yeah, so here's the cookhouse. This would have been the front entrance facing directly north. And then just right over here to the east, there would have been a small building known as the commissary, or it might have just been a storehouse for all the food in this area. So here you have your typical miner's house, if you can call it that. Basically just one room, only for sleeping, and just keeping a few little things. You'll notice that almost all the buildings in this town are made out of rock. All these rocks are collected locally, as you can see everywhere. There's plenty of them around. But what there's not a lot of is wood. The only wood is way up in the mountains up there, and so that'll only be used for the roofing and all that. And obviously that's what's rotted away on most of these buildings. Okay, so here is Providence's small quarry where they'd take out some of the rocks used to build, at least the cookhouse was built with the rocks taken from here. So we're just a little ways away from the quarry, which is just over the hill, a little ways that way. But here's a good example of a rock that they were cutting out at some point. If you look on this side, you can see the drill marks that are cut in to the side. It looks like they were going to make a nice rectangular block here. Now the thing about this rock, as you can tell, is it's not very tough, and it's not very hard. So that's why a lot of the buildings are decomposing, because after a long time of wind and the occasional flash flood, the rocks can just get falling apart and decompose. So we're up here next to the quarry. The quarry's right over this way. But here's the townsite of Providence. I know we looked at it from above, but this is a little bit of a better view because you can see that what looks like a pile of rocks from down below is actually oftentimes a foundation. Down there you can see there's a dugout. You can see the cookhouse over in this direction, the post office, and way up there there's the superintendent's building. But then interspersed you can see some square looking piles of rocks, and those were the foundations of the many buildings. Today we can find about 47 different foundations. That gives you an idea of how many buildings there once were in this town, along with probably a lot of people staying in tents here temporarily.
Just finished my first meeting, and or actually my first 3 meetings of the day of working out here in the desert. And Anthony and Mark are both in class. Mark's teaching and Anthony is studiting, and looking good here on the inverter. Solar's putting out 10 amps, 11 amps. Got 3 panels here. There's Mark. His natural environment.
Choose one of the challenges on Padlet. So we do the geocache treasure hunters,
Boys is gonna try driving his Mitsubishi Outlander 2-wheel drive with low profile street tires up this. See, there's this deep area here, but we're gonna give it a try. Here he comes. Almost. Hang on. Okay, boys, he's trying to come down the hill of doom. Over this way. He's got it. You got it. Good job. Teaching. Boys studioing and Anthony interning. I think. Ouch. Oh, that hurts to listen to.
It hurts even more when it's your car.
Ah, gosh.
Okay, now we're past the worst part. Nothing fell off there. Gosh, that was painful. Woo! Made